The council chamber of the Galactic Concordance was abuzz with cold, calculating energy. Representatives of 1,000 worlds sat beneath the great stardome, voices filtered through universal translators, each word chosen with diplomatic venom. High Chancellor EXOR, a towering brave and covered in crystalline armor, slammed his scepter down. Humanity, he bellowed, his voice echoing across the vast chamber, has violated protocols of expansion, resource containment, and military development. You were warned. Across the chamber, the lone human representative, Ambassador Kara Miles, stood unflinching. A woman of steel eyes and midnight hair, she faced the vast assembly as if it were merely a crowd in a debate hall. Her voice, calm and controlled, carried across the chamber like thunder. You say Earth violated protocols. But you offered us no aid when the asteroid storm decimated our colonies. You stood idle as raiders from your own member species slaughtered our outposts. You expected us to remain silent. Silence was the price of survival, hissed a Thari diplomat. You were primitives given entry under mercy. Kara's eyes narrowed. No. We were tolerated because you assumed we were weak. The chamber rumbled with agitation. EXOR raised a clawed hand. You will cease all off-world expansion. Dismantle your war fleets. Turn over control of your shipyards. Or Earth will face cleansing. Kara stared at him for a moment. Then she reached into her coat and pulled out a small black box. This, she said, placing it on the council floor, is a declaration. Not of surrender, but of war. Gasps rippled through the chamber. EXOR laughed. You dare. Kara leaned forward, her voice lowering to a whisper only the translators amplified. You threatened our survival. And Earth does not respond to threats. It answers them with resolve. She turned and walked out, leaving the war box glowing like a warning beacon in the council's heart. Back on Earth, President Rouse stood before a silent world audience. They have declared us a threat for surviving, he said. So now we become one. Today, humanity makes a vow not just to defend Earth but to never kneel again. Within days, the Earth Defense Accord was activated. Fleets hidden beneath Europa's oceans began surfacing. Obsolete-looking cargo haulers in asteroid belts revealed themselves as disguised dreadnoughts. On Luna, a dormant military AI named Typhon awoke, accessing protocols labeled Extinction Contingency. Earth had prepared not because it wanted war, but because it had studied history. And it knew peace was often a pause before the next blade fell. In the first strike, the Galactic Council launched a surgical attack against Earth's deep space communication arrays. But instead of crippling coordination, the humans activated an ancient fallback. A quantum lattice of decentralized drone relays, each no larger than a coffee cup, each with enough AI to act independently. The galaxy had no idea humans had trained war algorithms on MMO servers for decades. The Second Council offensive targeted Mars, expecting an easy victory. But the Council didn't expect humans to fight like cornered animals. They didn't expect orbital mines hidden beneath the Martian sands, or commandos operating in vacuum suits stitched with graphene and vengeance. For every human colony they tried to burn, 10 more went dark, not from loss, but from choosing silence to prepare. The turning point came at Vos Prime, a council-aligned industrial planet. When human forces arrived, they didn't attack directly. Instead, they hacked into the planetary core regulators, subtly overheating the geothermal plants. Then they broadcast one message planet-wide. We could have melted your cities from orbit. We didn't. You have 1 hour. Leave your weapons. Choose peace or evacuation. Half the planet's militia dropped their arms. The other half vanished in molten glass. The galaxy began to whisper. Not of Earth's brutality, but of its control. Its precision. Its terrifying restraint. The Council's narrative cracked. Rumors spread of a human ship, the Resolute, that destroyed a blockade fleet by slipping through folded space and emerging inside the enemy's command bridge. Survivors said the human captain looked more like a historian than a warrior, and yet he commanded weapons that erased suns. The war dragged on. Not for years, but for 11 days. By the 12th, 6 major Council species had defected. On the 13th, the Council sent a message to Earth requesting negotiations. President Rao didn't respond. Instead, Kara Miles returned to the Galactic Chamber, this time not as a lone ambassador, but as humanity's arbiter. She walked to the center of the chamber. No scepter slammed. No threat spoken. I am not here to gloat, she began. But to remind you, you taught U.S. war by forcing us to survive. You taught us diplomacy by mocking our words. You taught us unity by trying to divide us. She paused. And now you will learn respect. And so the galaxy changed. No longer did Earth ask for a seat at the table. It took the table, rewrote the laws, and placed a single banner above the Council's great hall. Soul Accord, peace through preparedness. Unity through strength. Never again through silence. And behind that banner, billions stood not in arrogance, but in grim determination. Because Earth had made a vow. And humans? Humans always keep their promises.